Yeah, you're all right there, girl. That little spot on her neck there sweats. Like there was an injury there or something. I'm not sure what the case is there, but it's kind of interesting. She's pretty quiet about this here. I'm very surprised by that. This would be my 4th session with this girl. She decided to take a little more hair off her forehead here earlier. I like that she's curious about that. Isn't currently trying to kill it. That's really nice. She had a heck of a time yesterday with the rope. She wanted to get pretty doggone touchy about it. I like that she's wanting to lick and chew. Girl. Good girl. That's the first time I've reached out and touched her on her neck like that. Very good. There's no way she would have allowed this 2 days ago. It's really good. This little girl's expression of Roan is pretty cool on her face. I don't know if I've ever seen one that had the Roan up over their eyes like that quite so loudly. So this isn't the pen that she's been in here the last few days. So she's going to be interested in manure and the ground and all the different things to look at. Hey there, baby girl. How are you doing? It's an absolutely massive change from yesterday even. Not to mention, the first time I stepped into her pen on her first session, this is session 4, on her first session she was so concerned about having me just in the pen. And I've had her in my big pen, so she's had a little bit of a chance to get away from me if she needs to. Once she realizes that humans can provide scratches, she's going to think this deal's pretty cool. She's already kind of interested in me loving on her there. I really, really like that. A lot of this cult stuff, when they're real little like this and they're really unsure of a person, it's just a ton of approach and retreat. It's so huge. So far I've only been loving on her with one hand. Here pretty soon we're going to introduce 2. I love that she's licking and chewing. She's a little dinged up. She's got a couple scratches on her front legs there. Good girl. So I'm not going to reach out and just touch her head. That's not my goal here. I'm going to start where I started with just one hand and scratch her with 2, and then we'll release again. We'll just keep building on what we already have and try not to push her too hard too fast. Let her gain confidence that I'm not this big scary monster that she's made me out to be. She's really, really interested there. Really wants to take forward steps. That's great. She might find that this love and attention is something that she really wants. Colts love scratches generally. It's one of the quickest ways to their heart, besides food. Summertime bugs are a really good way to convince colts to be on your side, but winter hair works just as well. And these kids are just starting to hair up for the first time, so they're going to be a little itchy. And she doesn't really like me going up by her ear right there, so we'll find a spot to stop. I'll back away again. Good girl. I'm not going for her ears. I'm not really gearing towards her face at all yet. I just want to build a little bit of a relationship here. Show her that I'm not going to eat her. So this stuff might seem really slow and boring, but it's really important. She's got a couple of eye boogers there. I'm not even going to try to do anything about that until we have a little bit more of a relationship, until she trusts me a little more. So this is the first time that I've offered approaching and potentially touching on her right side today. If she can handle just my hand being closer to her like that, I'll release for that. Okay. So that's the first touch on that side. It's pretty good. She spooked there when I walked away. She's a pretty nervous kind of girl. She wants to be pretty worried. I want her head to be tipped to me when I release. She has a very, very pretty expression of Roan. Good girl. She's got the dappley looks on her back there. Easy. Went down on her neck right there. She didn't really think that was a good idea quite yet. I'm gonna very consistently give her release. I like going to their shoulder first because it's a really neutral spot. This filly is really nice quality. She's going to shape up really, really nicely. Girl. Be interesting to see what she looks like as an adult. Girl. I keep switching hands on her. It's another good thing for her to have to deal with. She really wants to enjoy the scratches, but she's not quite sure how she feels about it yet. Might ask her to move here a little bit. Very good. She's very skeptical, but she's also very curious. Good girl. Very good. She wants to kind of draw to me there. That's good. I don't have a lot of room to back away and release her in this small pen. There she's just kind of going to the calf to see what she has for grain. I'm going to move her out of this corner. Ask her to move around in a circle again. The other way. Good girl. There, little buddy. This little dude over here is a 3/4 sibling. Girl. This little girl belongs to a client. Good girl. And this little boy is my guy. Hey, don't be eating that. Hey, don't eat that. What are you thinking there, sweet girl? Hmm? She's not a huge fan of the potential of having her face touched quite yet. She's getting a little more confident with me. I'm able to go under her neck here and ask her to change sides. We're working on going down the side of her face a little bit. Working on being able to touch her down her lower jaw. I want her to relax before I let go, just like that. She's very, very interested and curious in me and what I have to offer. This whole human thing is still pretty doggone new for her. This is the first time that I've ever been able to pet on her. It's the first time that she's ever been pet on, so it's a pretty new deal. But she really seems to like the attention. She just doesn't know how she needs to handle it yet. And she hasn't been very bad on being spooky here. She's been pretty enjoyable to spend time with here this afternoon. She really likes that spot there. I really like it when they start to let down and actually enjoy being scratched and loved on. Says that's a really itchy spot. So we're working on the same things on both sides here. She kind of wants to tip her head away from me. I'm going to do my best to stay there if I can. She doesn't get too worried about it. And then I'll leave when she's soft on my terms, if I can. Like right there. It's a really good spot. I'm probably not going to halter her today. I'm pretty happy with this progress. I try not to push these babies too hard. I might look for a little thing, a little bit of change every day, but I'm not going to ask her to be an Olympic jumper right away, so pretty happy with that. It's pretty good stuff.